This is Perp back with another video, and I finally got done wrapping up the first season of The Brothers Sons. This is starring the great Michelle Yeoh and two new actors that are on the come up that I've never really seen them in anything else. Justin Chen, that's on the right. He plays Charles, and you have Sam Lee. He's on the right. He plays Bruce, the younger brother. So essentially what this show is about, how it kicks off, is we have Charles. They're in Taipei, and he's cooking and whatnot, and there's an assassination attempt that goes kind of left, and he kind of handles that, and his father and his cleaning crew come to kind of see what's going on, and all of a sudden his father gets shot and then ends up being put in a coma. And his dad has always told him, if anything happens to me, go to LA, to the United States, to protect your mother and your younger brother. And that's exactly what he does, and that kind of sets a lot of the earlier episodes up, as far as Charles going to LA, but also trying to figure out who is behind these attacks. Is it the rival gang, Sleek Chan? And I liked how they kind of just explained the triads and stuff like that, and how they live in secrecy and nobody really knows who they are besides Michelle Yeoh's character, Eileen, or just call her Mama Sun. And that was a really dope kind of reveal later on in the episode. But a lot of things are really interesting about this show. As soon as Charles gets to the States and whatnot and meets his brother, and him and his brother haven't seen each other in like 10 years because they had to kind of split apart. So that's what's really fascinating to watch, like that dynamic, like these two brothers that have two different kind of upbringings, where Bruce, he's mainly like just really studying hard. He's in the books. He's the kid that, is trying to just become a doctor, live a happy life. Where on the flip side, Charles is the like right hand to his father, and he has killed many people. And so he's never had that luxury of living that lifestyle that Bruce has had. I find that dynamic really interesting and compelling, because here you have Bruce that kind of gets thrown into this world he knows nothing about, where it's very dangerous, and he has other aspirations, where he wants to be an improv actor and whatnot, but his mom wants him to kind of get an actual job and stuff like that. That's why she's really hard on him staying in school and making sure you keep up with these tests, keep up with your grades and whatnot. So him just being a part of this lifestyle, like, he's not really ready for it, but he's going to have to prepare himself, because there are other forces, antagonists throughout this whole entire series that kind of pop up. And one of the first being is June, which June, she's related to a character that we get introduced to through Bruce's friend TK. He's pretty much like your typical stoner who wants to live larger than life. He is the drug dealer, and it's interesting how this kind of sets things up with his character as well, because I think TK is a funny ass character as well, where he kind of is this poser. But this is how we meet May, where Bruce was trying to kind of figure out how he's going to pay his tuition and whatnot, because he's kind of been putting a lot of money into the improv stuff and not his actual school stuff. And then, everywhere that Charles goes, bad things start to happen. So this ends up getting May killed, and that's why June ends up like kidnapping TK and Bruce to try to figure out where Charles is. And ultimately, June kind of joins forces because now she realizes that they have a common enemy, and this enemy goes by the name of the Boxers. Now, the Boxers are a very interesting group of people. I didn't know how to feel about it at first. Like, their introduction was really weird, but I felt like how they executed it was pretty funny. So the Boxers' whole scheme is that they want to take out all the different triads because they just feel like they have been doing people so dirty. So it's like, it's better just to kind of wipe them out. And when you get to find out who the leader is, this is where we get introduced to a character that goes by the name of Grace, that is also a student, and ironically pops up where Bruce is at, and they kind of have a fling going on. Bruce is really digging her, but there's a lot of hints and whatnot to tell you, like, you can't really trust the people that are around you. And when you get that whole Grace reveal, that was really crushing. And one of my favorite episodes, I know this is only 8 episodes, but episode 6 was definitely my favorite, because, you get to kind of see a lot of the character interactions and stuff like that, where before things start to hit the fan. And, like, I just really like all the different characters that they meet along the way. Whether it's, June, going from June to Blood Boots, and I think your name is Zing. They used to kind of work under Charlie and Bruce's parents. Blood Boots was dope, man. He was really loyal to the soil. Zing on the other hand, she is kind of iffy, you know what I'm saying? But then things really start to kind of take a turn once we get the reveal of the Boxers and their ultimate plan. The real villain of this season, though, is the father, because, Charles came here because he was concerned about his father's health, him being in a coma. That was all the ruse. He was doing that to kind of get his enemies out from hiding, which is very fucking smart, but puts everybody in a really weird position. And Michelle Yeoh's character as Mama Sun, she, even though we see a little glimpse of her fighting, which I want to kind of see more of, I'm kind of a little disappointed we didn't get like a whole fight, like a little bit of multiple fight scenes of her getting busy. But the little that we got, I was happy, because I was like, you're not going to have Michelle Yeoh in here and not have her throw some hands. But, she also has aspirations as well, where she has a kind of different view for the triads, where she wants it to be more organized. But she can't do that because of Big Sun, the father. He is just very power hungry, and he's very controlling. And you kind of see that, how he has this kind of vice grip on Charles and stuff like that, where Charles has aspirations of being a cook, and he just wants to live a normal life. And I love how they show how he got his nickname Chairleg. That was a dope ass scene as well. And he also had, going back to Charles real quick, he has a love interest, which she is a Fed. They're like they're old friends though, but they kind of reconnect in a way with him coming back. But then they kind of have a rough patch later on in the season, but she's always kind of looking out for him no matter what, even though he feels like she ain't shit or she betrayed him. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I like that. That's why I say I really like this cast overall, and I really hope that Netflix does not cancel this, because I think this is a very strong series. This is definitely another banger. But like I said, I really like those last 3 episodes, episodes 6, 7, and 8. Bruce having to soak in all this knowledge and get thrown into this like kind of lifestyle, even though he doesn't want to be a part of it. He feels like there's a better way. He thinks of he really is more of like the brains, he's not like Charles, where Charles, he got the hands and whatnot. He just relies on his brain, and he just wants the best for his family, the best for his brother. And he definitely has a little bit of that dog in him as well, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of what he's experienced has changed him throughout the whole entire first season, and it has me excited to see what they end up doing with season 2, because there is a little post credit at the last episode, because everybody kind of is going off doing their own thing. Mama Sun is going back to Taiwan with June and Charles, and he's just, Bruce is just gonna kind of stick around. Maybe he'll find another love interest, and hopefully he won't be so gullible this time. He'll be a little bit more smarter, more on his pivot. But yeah, I really enjoyed this first season, and hopefully they do greenlight a second season. But if you do get around to checking this out, let me know your thoughts of it in the comments below. I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.